Mostly sunny with a light breeze and a temperature near 79. Moving into Sunday, about the same with a high of 78 and partly cloudy. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Dothan and Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Discover Kia at Bill Bird Kia. The road is yours. Let spring adventures begin in a brand new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Stop by today and check out the 2025 SUV family. Take a test drive and see the all-new features that elevate any adventure. And now offering 1.9% APR for up to 60 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sportage. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at Bill Bird Kia, PanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust at Bill Bird Kia.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sportage. $1,748 per month per 1,000 finance in 60 months. Qualities limited. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. Not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 4/30/25.
Visit the newly remodeled Mid-South Lumber Hardware and Feed Store in Youngstown. They have a full line of plumbing, electrical, hardware, and tools for your DIY home projects, as well as lumber and animal feed. Now offering not only baby chicks and a full line of poultry supplies, but also bunnies and parakeets. They also carry a wide selection of Duplin wines and gourmet products so you don't have to drive to the beach. Come see us at Mid-South Lumber on Highway 231 in Youngstown.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-605-4650. 800-605-4650. 800-605-4650. That's 800-605-4650.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota. ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Inside Drive. Even local golf studios. It's the next evolution of sports talk radio. The biggest stories and the biggest reactions.
Now.
And now we're taking...
With the first pick.
This is the last ball you got to bat.
The Inside Drive. From college to the pros. Interviews with the newsmakers, sports betting, your phone calls, and more. And now, The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And good Friday morning. Good Friday, nonetheless, both in reality and in real life. We're expecting Jay Henley here today. He said he was going to be running a little bit late, but, we're just happy to see him in some way, shape, or fashion today on the Inside Drive. But it is Good Friday. I hope everybody has a fantastic Easter weekend. But you're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida, 104.3 in Panama City Beach, 101.9 in Port St. Joe. You can watch, listen, like, comment, subscribe, share, and follow. That is Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. All you got to do is search up ESPN Northwest Florida. As always, you can head over to the Google Play or Apple Store and search up 104.3 and download our free mobile app. That way you can take us anywhere your cell phone has service. And of course, ESPNPC.com. Last but not least, if you're looking for the live stream, it's there as well. But when you're at ESPNPC.com, please make sure you also check out Scorpion TV. Over 2,000 live streaming channels on demand. Lots of other awesome stuff comes with Scorpion TV, including over 10,000 movies on demand. But it's all the pay-per-view events, NFL Sunday Ticket, literally any sporting event that you want to watch that obviously a lot of these other streaming services, you have to pay more money to be able to see that stuff. But not with Scorpion TV. If you use code ESPNNW, that's going to get you $41.99 a month for all those things I said. All right, don't forget, too, today is the last day for the race to Talladega. If you're already in there with a good qualifying time, today's the last day. We'll be announcing the racing name and person who text in when they listen to the Coach James Hale Show this morning at 7:15 and 8:15. You text the keyword of the day in. Make sure you're listening right about 12:40. We'll call your name. How quickly you can call us back at the studio at 850-215-6290 is your qualifying time. Again, kind of the last opportunity. It is the last opportunity to win a pair of tickets to the Jack Links 500 up there in Talladega. And, of course, that also comes with 2 tickets to the ARCA Menard Series General Tire 200, as well as the NASCAR Xfinity Series Ag Pro 300 doubleheader on Saturday. Again, last time. Today is the last day. Race to Talladega is sponsored by PCB Hobby, Panama City Toyota, Buffalo Rocket, Pepsi, Hampton Inn on Thomas Drive, as well as Home 2 Suites. And, of course, the very fastest time, which I'm doubting we had Jackson State Jeff B. beat yet with the 2-second return time, is going to also get him, most likely, a pair of tickets to the incredible Talladega Garage Experience.
Yeah, he is still the pole position leader at 2 seconds, and then you have Madman Paul Ritchie at 5 seconds.
Absolutely. So, obviously, Jackson State Jeff said this was kind of a bucket list thing for him. So, if he does get the opportunity, I'm going to be making sure he calls us in, April 28th, so we can find out how it went. But yeah, David Hayes, how we doing today?
Hey, doing well,
Got the commish hat on.
Yeah, it's more or less just the matching aspect.
Yes, it matches that navy in your polo.
Yeah, and then the New Era logo's got a little orange. I don't know what side it's on, but it's got a little orange there. And I forget what these things are called, the little teardrop type deals, but
yeah,
interesting shirt. So.
Yeah, no, I like it.
I just love golf shirts, man. Like it's nice. The moisture wicking capability of it is beautiful.
Yes, Under Armour started all that, and apparently didn't have a copyright or whatever it may be, because literally everybody has moisture-wicking shirts nowadays.
Well, and the patents, they only last so long.
That's
where
true.
You're the only person that can do it. And I'm so glad that it didn't stay with Under Armour exclusively, right? Because, now all brands can utilize it.
And what's crazy nowadays is you're seeing a lot of these moisture-wicking shirts that feel just like cotton. So you have that softness, but you still have the moisture-wicking capabilities.
That's kind of how this one is, too. I have other ones that kind of have a little bit of a thicker feel to them, but still provide the moisture wicking capabilities, as we're calling them. So
a little shirt technology talk this morning on the Inside Drive. Feels like Jay's here with the conversation, but I'm very much looking forward to him coming into studio. A couple things. Obviously, want to give our thoughts and prayers to all the students and families that were impacted by the senseless shooting over there at Florida State University yesterday. So again, thoughts and prayers with everybody that was involved or impacted by that particular event. At one point, we're going to get the crazy out of some of these people and get everybody going. He brought a special guest.
Oh.
Earl the Pearl. Come on in, Earl. Come on in.
I thought you were going to say Sailor.
No. I don't even see Jay yet, though. So.
Oh, okay.
Just come by and wish you
yeah, I appreciate it, Earl. How are you?
I'm good for an old guy.
Yeah, that's what you always say. So you keep saying that. We'll be just peachy.
I just keep moving around, like I'm supposed to.
Yeah, good. Good.
They keep telling me to keep on moving. And
that's it. Keep on moving, stay positive, all that good stuff. I know you are. You're one of the most positive people I've ever met. So, just try to kind of follow in your footsteps each day. Yeah, so you can hear, if David talks, and then just get kind of close to the mic.
You don't want to hear me talk.
I do want to hear you talk.
We do. Last time you were on the show with us, you had somebody call in that you had, I think gave a lesson to or something like that many, many years ago. Earl, since you're here and you're obviously been involved in golf your entire life, what did you think of the Masters tournament this past week? Were you excited for Rory to get in rare air there with the other 5 guys that had the career Grand Slam?
I think he rarely choked, but...
Yeah, he almost did. There's no doubt about that. But every time he kind of went down, he seemed to come back a little bit and, had some perseverance there and, obviously missed that putt on 18 in regulation to win it and then came back and hit an even better or a fantastic second shot into green to make that happen. So that was pretty cool.
Well, I feel like he deserved to win after all the years. And what I really think is, I don't know where you remember, when he first came on the scene, he played the Masters, he shot like 64.
Yeah.
And then they gave him a big build-up, and he went out and shoot like 80 or 90 or something.
Well, he made that terrible swing on 10 and hit it way left and ended up, kind of collapsing in that particular Masters. But he bounced back and then won, I think, four majors in the next couple of years. Yeah. So, I always said with him, sometimes you have to have a kind of a loss first before you can learn how to win. And now it had been 11 years since his last major championship, which is pretty impressive. He had a lot of times to win that career Grand Slam. The amount of relief he must feel must be astronomical now at this point. But yeah, so I mean, great Masters. Looking forward to the rest of the season.
He almost felt like it was a nemesis or something hanging on his back.
Yeah. He had to get the old proverbial monkey off his back.
He couldn't get off there.
You still out there hawking balls?
I'm still hanging around like a bad penny.
The bad penny's a good one too.
We miss you. We miss you out there, Ron.
Yeah, I saw Christy not too long ago because me and Liam snuck out there for a little bit of golf, and because he's always asking me to go out there. But I certainly miss everybody out there. And when you go back, please tell them, give them all my best. And I talk to a lot of them still, which is great. And just at this point, it's focus on me, focus on me, focus on me, and we're just trying to. We had some good news yesterday. We kind of have a better direction now, and just trying to extend things and make sure this little thing in my head doesn't keep coming back, which it's probably going to, but the longer we can keep it stabilized, the better.
Yeah, if you can keep it stabilized, it won't grow anymore.
Yeah, that's the key. It keeps wanting to be a little booger, as you say, and come back. But staying positive, spending as much time I can with the fam and the kids and all that. So haven't really, I played golf with Liam that one day, but it wasn't very pretty.
Right.
I hadn't picked up a stick in a long time, and I was like, do you hold the grip or the club head? I couldn't remember. How's Mary Sue doing? She doing good?
She's doing good. She's home mowing the yard.
Yeah, of course. Keeping everything going.
Wait, when she tells me I get my steps in, I said, okay, go ahead and do the yard.
Man, she is a very impressive woman. There is no doubt about that.
Yeah, she keeps me going.
Yeah, hey, and that's kind of correlating with the support I get, Beth. Without her, I don't think I'd be where I am right now as far as knocking down these doors and all that stuff. So, behind every man is a good woman keeping them going.
I'm telling you, she does me that way. I get out to play golf with her. We play once a week or something with a couple of couples, and she'll say, I hit it down the middle, and it doesn't go anywhere. And I said, man, that's great. What are you talking about? What's the matter with you?
Perspective, right? Yeah. Perspective,
Well, her caddying for me on tour, she enjoyed that.
Yeah, I bet that was fun.
She said, well, honey, you hit it just down the middle. You did always. I said, yeah, but I'm 150 yards short.
Yeah, hey, I think a lot of people would take down the middle over distance in this day and age. But yeah, you want to tell any kind of fun, cool story while you're here? I've heard so many of them.
I have a story that might interest you. It's about my son.
Yeah.
He's like 58 years old. And 25 years ago, something like that, he had a kidney and a pancreas transplant.
Wow.
Now, back in those days, at the University of Virginia in Charlottesville.
Gotcha.
And he still lives in Virginia, and he still goes gets his checkup.
Yeah.
He's the oldest living transplant in Virginia.
You know, something, Earl, that does not surprise me, given the lineage and genes that you certainly have, and the ability for you to be out there doing what you do.
Well, but that's the story. That's not the. Have you got time to listen to this?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, the story is that we went to visit him, and he had to go. Supposed to go to the hospital. He had a leakage, and he's supposed to go into the hospital for surgery.
Gotcha.
He had all these young surgeons had their knives already, and they all wanted to operate on him. You know, they got a kidney special, and they got a pancreas special, and they got everything special. But what happened was, on Sunday we drove in, and my brother, they're Baptist preachers, and well, he said, Earl, I want you to go to church with us tonight. And my wife says, oh, yeah, we'll follow you. Yeah. And this is back in the country where you got 10 people, 15 people in churches.
Yeah, very small congregation.
Well, they get up, and my son's son preached a message. And then at the end of the message, he said, do you all have anybody you want to pray for? And my wife, of course, jumped up, you know, and told him a story about my son. Yeah. That he was going to have surgery a couple of days and had a leakage there, and he's getting that internal infection. So anyway, make a long story short, they all went up, even the little kids, like your kids, you know. Yeah. Everybody went up and they had prayer with him. But they had a little verse of scripture in a little package. Well, I don't remember what it said, but anyway, when they got through praying for my son, they brought it over and they gave it to my wife. Said he's going to walk with her 2 days before he leaves, and for her to give us to him. Yeah. Well, so they go out for the walk, and she forgets halfway around, but finally she remembers and gives it to him, and he sits down and reads it, and then he breaks down and cries. Well, so 2 days later he goes to the University of Virginia, and guess what? The doctor said, David Warren, you don't have anything wrong with you right now. We don't see you for a month. Man. And right now, he is doing better than he's ever done. Man. And you can't tell me that God can't put his hand on something.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. And, you know, when you're having difficult times, I mean, there's one you can always trust and lean. And, you know, just to kind of, you know, piggyback on that, I mean, every prayer, every thought, they don't go unnoticed. And you can, they give you that hope to, you know, keep putting one foot ahead of the other. But, man, that's an absolutely fantastic story.
You know, we pray hard for you, because we love you as a brother. Absolutely. And you're our friend. You've always been a real special friend to us, as long as we've been coming here at Bay Point, you know. And we just, you got to have some hope, you know. That's it. Have some, and God gives us that hope, and so that's all we can hang on to.
100%.
So that's what Brother Craig tells us.
Yeah, man, that's a great story. So he's doing great now, and
he's doing great,
rocking and rolling,
and has no problem to ride his motorcycle.
Of course he does.
I told him, I said, son, you don't need to ride that motorcycle up on these mountains in Virginia. Yep. He rides up and bangs and bangs. I said, that's why you had your problem in the first place. Yeah. Because they had his pancreas sitting on top of his bladder, and you know they put it different places back in those days. They were experimenting, really. Gotcha. And he just did so well that he had never even been sick. But he got sick, and he said, Dad, I got some bad news. And God just, I'm telling you, I
intervened.
Really believe he did. Yep. If he hadn't, I don't think he'd have made it.
Absolutely. I don't know the exact story, so I'm not going to try to retell it. But Dr. Scully, who people probably know this. Anyway, Beth sold a condo last year to a neurosurgeon, and he's been kind of helping us along this process and all that. But he told us a story at dinner one time about there was a lady that was basically flatlining on the operation table, and one of the nurses there was from some Latin American country or something like that. So really, they all got together and prayed, and then boom, it started happening. He came back on. They didn't even have to jump him. And like the lady didn't really believe in prayer and that kind of stuff from where she was from, and then boom, it all changed. She's like, she watched a miracle happen in front of her eyes. So, you know, that's what we're praying for and what we need. So
and sometimes we don't realize that God does it, and we're looking at it and why can't we believe it?
Yeah, no, that's the part. You just have to have all out faith and trust. But you know, kind of piggybacking on that story again, because you kind of got me going now. Right. So I was an intern at Woodside Plantation Country Club in Aiken, South Carolina, very close to Palmetto Golf Club, which I'm sure you have played or know about or whatever it may be. But I worked for a couple. They were the general manager, and she was the director of merchandising for this particular golf club, Jay and Melissa Pittman. And their son at the time, James, he was just a kid. I don't even know if he was in high school yet when I met him. He's about 10 years younger than I am. So I played a lot of golf with him. He was a junior golfer trying to compete and all that stuff. Right. Jay's wife, Melissa, ended up getting a glioblastoma brain tumor, and she ended up, they fought for about 10 years. She ended up passing away. But long story short, they both went down to Tampa. They live in the Tampa area now and work very closely with Moffitt at I believe that's at South Florida. So they created a foundation called Golfers versus Brain Cancer. They raise hundreds of thousands of dollars over how long they've been doing it to help with research. But anyway, long story short, once James found out what I was dealing with, he's like, can I help in any way? And then boom, makes his connection to Moffitt. And we had a great appointment yesterday with Dr. Forsyth, their head of neuro-oncology there. But had I never met James, had I never, brought in whatever company he was, representing at the time, donating rounds of golf to Golfers versus Brain Cancer, that connection would have never happened. So it just goes to show you something that's happening right now may be a reason for something that you need, 15, 16 years down the road. So, he works in mysterious ways, but you just got to trust, right?
Well, that's the way I look at it. And that's the reason why I'm so old, I keep getting around and keep going. The doctors would just keep on going.
Yep, never stop.
Well, I'm getting a little irritated because I take a blood thinner.
Yeah.
And I went to the hematologist the other day, and he said, "You still taking your blood thinner?" I said, "No." And he looked at me real crazy, like, said, "Well, why not?" And I said, "Well, I'm not going to pay no $560 for 30 days of blood pressure." And I said, so anyway, make a long story short, that it was, stuff like this. The normal person doesn't have a chance unless you know somebody.
Yeah, man. I didn't realize how much you had to advocate for yourself. And luckily, like I said, Beth's been my biggest advocate by far. And if you don't do that, you just kind of get left behind. You're a checkbox. You're a dollar sign for them. And unfortunately, war and medical care are the two biggest businesses in the world.
Yeah.
And until we flip that script, I don't think people are ever really going to get the care, so to speak.
Well, they look at you like, "Hey, Earl, you're going to pass that. You may end up getting those blood clots." I said, "Well, if I do, it'd be the good Lord wants me. He's going to come and get me anyway."
Absolutely fair.
And, no matter what we do in our life, Ryan, no matter how we walk, God has a reason for everything.
Absolutely.
And it's just like you being sick. I couldn't imagine you being sick.
Yeah.
I mean, you're out to the golf course, you're healthy, you're hitting golf balls, and you're one of the special guys out there. You are the guy out there, really. But sometimes things bother me a little bit about the way that this medical stuff does. I worked in the hospital 30 years, and you can't even get waited on without, that's just been hand me $500 for one pill. Come on.
Yep, it's absolutely wild, and hope you can just kind of hope that things maybe change a little bit, make it a little easier. I don't know, but Earl, I appreciate you coming in. This is the perfect way to kick off Good Friday. So.
That's the reason I want to come in today. Yeah. Jay asked me to come by, and I said, "Okay, I want to come by and see Ryan." And
where's Jay?
Yeah, he didn't.
There he is. There he is.
He shows up a dollar short. Day late and a dollar short.
Day late and a dollar. I'm just glad he came. But Dave, we got to take a break. Mike's still got my phone, so I don't know what time it is.
Your phone's right out there. It's 11:20, but I mean, honestly, do what you do, brother.
Yeah.
We're doing fine right now.
What's up, Jay?
There's Jay showed up. He's already run me off, so you forget the ball.
I wasn't trying to run you off. I just didn't. I know I was getting up against a break there, but we'll just keep going.
Earl, please stay. Please stay.
Right? I got all kinds of stories to tell you guys.
Preach it.
Right?
That's right.
I was just telling about my son. I was
listening.
My son.
Yeah.
He is, and he's just he's a walking miracle.
Yeah.
And it just you wonder. I said, Lord, we're not supposed to die before our children. And that's what bothered me, that I'd kicked the bucket before he did. I said, but he answers prayers. My wife, she wouldn't believe that. I mean, to see my son, that's a big old guy, weighs 300 and some pounds and healthy, and although he takes 20 rejection pills a day, but still yet, he rides a bicycle 20 miles, he does this, does that, and then all of a sudden he gets sick. It really, God has a way of waking us up. Yeah. And talk about your wife, one for Mary Sue, I make her do all my paperwork because
Thank God for Beth and the paperwork. I had to do some a couple days ago. I was like, this is terrible.
Well, I can't get it done because I can't write my right hand. I'm crippled my right hand, And she just grabs a pencil and says, I'll take care of it. So she does it all the time. She's a better doctor than I am.
Yeah. Shoo, that's a blessing there, Earl. That is certainly a blessing.
Yeah, and she won't go, if I go to the doctor, she's going to go to the doctor.
She's by your side. Yeah, that's how my mom is with my dad, too. I mean, he's finally got some VA benefits after all these years he served in the Vietnam War, and he's just now getting VA benefits, but she's kind of
so late.
Yeah. I mean, and she's had to just stay on him until finally now he's been approved. So hopefully, he'll be 84 here in a couple weeks, but hopefully couple months. Hopefully that'll certainly help, because I'm a firm believer that every veteran in our country should be getting free health care.
Yeah.
In my opinion, they sacrificed their lives so we can do whatever we do day in and day out. So it's just kind of part of the same thing we're talking about with regular medical care. It's wild. It's wild.
I don't even want to go to the doctor anymore. I say I hate doctors. I don't hate them. I work with them for 30 years.
Yeah.
And you see all the good, the bad, and the ugly,
Yep.
Working in pathology, you see a lot of stuff that you really don't want to see.
Yes, I've learned a lot about pathology over the last 2 years.
Yeah, the longer you hang around it, the more you learn.
Yep. And it's crazy the information you can find, like through ChatGPT and stuff like that. Like you can just say, hey, show me what this is all about, and boom, you get a couple pages worth of interesting information.
Now they give you all these good pictures, you just...
Yep. So when you were in pathology, I was always curious what you really did day in and day out. I see Jay shaking his head as well.
I did some real good stuff. What I did was, first of all, I'm a medical technologist, which we did blood bank chemistry, hematology, and all that stuff. And then I went in and got my histology, which is a study of cells. And then I went in and got my cytology, which is read pap smears, bronch washings, fluids for cancer. And then I went to PA program in pathology out in California for a couple of years. And then I dictate surgical specimens. What I did was I helped do autopsies. I did all the surgical paths. I was at 9 years at Gulf Coast and Bay with Dr. Cybers.
Gotcha.
I did all the gross surgery. I take out your gallbladder or your kidney or spleen. I take it and I put it on this thing and I describe it. And then I'll tell you the doctor where the cancer is or where it is, where I see it. And then I cut a piece up and send it to a machine. And next day the girl comes in and cuts it up and they look at it.
Yeah.
It's like frozen sections material, basically. And, it's interesting to be able to do. I've been blessed, Brian. I've had 2 careers. I've had the hospital career, and I was 46 years old before I got out of school. But what I did something different every year.
Yeah.
And
kept it kind of fresh.
Yeah. Well, you had to pay. You have to pay for some of that stuff.
Yeah, of course.
And but I was at University of Colorado 4 years. I taught histopathology at University of Colorado in Denver, the pathology residents, and about special stains, hemotoxin, ESN, OG6, and EA50, these top dyes.
Yeah.
It was exciting.
It sounds extremely interesting.
It's a crazy thing. How I got on tour was that Dr. Cybers said, Earl said, it's $1,000 to get, back in to pay for my entry fee. He said, I said, I don't want no $1,000. He said, I'll pay it. You want to go try it. So I got my tour card the first time.
Yep.
I was murderer after that. It's crazy.
Oh, well, we'll go ahead and take a quick break, but when we get back, we'll talk about that second career, Earl, and you progressing there on the senior tour. You guys are listening to Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Boom! A 2-run home run!
The Atlanta Braves are back.
Here comes the throw! It's late! Braves win!
And ESPN Northwest Florida is your exclusive radio home for Braves country.
He just wrecked that thing! Straightaway center, a homer for Riley.
Sales, Strider, Acuna, Ozzie, Riley, Profar, and Coach Snitker lead a stellar lineup. Listen live nights and weekends on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Friday. For this afternoon and evening, sunshine and a high of 78 with a moderate breeze at 14 miles per hour coming out of the south-southeast. Tonight, slight fog and clear skies with lows around 65. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a light breeze and a temperature near 79. Moving into Sunday, about the same with a high of 78 and partly cloudy. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
When you bring your vehicle to Panama City Toyota for repairs or maintenance, you'll get the warmest welcome around.
That's because we see service differently.
It's not only an expert team that can help with everything, from simple adjustments to a new set of tires. It's also a team that values your time, so we make your experience as quick and comfortable as possible. Because we're committed to service that goes beyond. Only at Panama City Toyota.
That Boot Store invites you to think outside the box this Easter by going Western for your Easter outfit. From the smallest to the largest and famous name brands, sizes, styles, and colors. From pants to shirts to belts and boots for guys and gals, the perfect Easter outfit is waiting for you. So this Easter, dress up the whole family by shopping That Boot Store. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 9 till 5. Friday and Saturday, 9 till 5:30. Next to Bill Burr Kia 15th Street, Panama City. That Boot Store, where God is good all the time.
Broadcasting from the Golf Plus studios, it's the Inside Drive. For the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey and Jay Henley.
This man is destroying golf. You may be right, but our ratings are up and we're attracting new youthful sponsors.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to The Inside Drive, hanging out with Jay Henley and Earl the Pearl Bowles. Looking good. Two handsome men in the studio, and then David Hayes looking fly with his matching hat and polo back
I'd say
there.
we got four handsome men.
I got my
here
Golf
in the
Plus
building.
tee on,
Yeah,
sitting
that's
inside
what
the
I was saying.
Golf Plus studios.
Four of us. I got my putter re-gripped at Golf Plus yesterday.
Nice, nice. I need to get that package because I need to send it to Doc A. I need to get that.
Yeah.
Don't let me forget that today. I did get a comment from one of our listeners. Jay, he has risen. It's like Easter morning come early. Because he's back.
There's only one
That's true. That's true. And hopefully everybody celebrates Easter this weekend, as it's a big week here going on. But Jay, so since you're back, how's everything been? What you got coming up? I know you're a busy fella out there. You're about as dark as the table here in the studio. So I know you've been outside quite a bit.
I have no idea. I don't even know where to begin, Ryan Mulvey. I really don't. But
at the beginning,
at the beginning.
Typically,
so that was like mid-February or so.
Yeah.
I think me and Earl see each other about every day. It seems. But now just working on the golf game. The driving range out at Bay Point is currently being renovated.
Yes. Are they did they take like the top layer off and leveling it and all that?
Yep. So that's
Did somebody count how many golf balls were found when they took that top layer off?
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that.
Yep. I'm sure there was hundreds, if not thousands. Because every time
It looked like a road going down through there. So many of them.
It does. Yeah. But no, just been working on the golf game a little bit. Earl's helped me out with my swing, and it's been good. It's staying busy.
You doing U.S. Open local?
Doing that, and not this week, but next week.
Where's that at?
I'll be up at Doublegate Country Club.
Up there in Albany. Okay.
Or I say Albany. Everybody
You're
says
from
it
Georgia.
different.
I don't even know what to call it.
Albany?
Isn't it Albany?
Albany.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You're a Georgian.
Sounds real southern to me.
It does sound southern. Yeah. But got that going on. Just been busy. How about you guys though? I mean, what's been going on with you guys? I want to know.
The same things that were going on
before.
Prior.
Just same day.
Talking sports 5 days a week and
trying
to watch sports 7 days of the week.
There you go. Yeah, chasing kids, trying to keep my lifespan as long as I possibly can, having fun, all that good stuff. So just doing what I can do.
Yes, sir.
Doing what I can do. But certainly miss everybody out there at Bay Point Golf Club. And looks like it's been busy out there. Spring break is kind of come and gone now at this point. But getting ready for the summertime.
Yeah.
You got something pretty cool, exciting coming up this summer, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm probably crazy for doing this, but we'll be doing a summer night camp. Now, Earl, in all your years, have you ever done a summer night camp with kids?
No, thank you.
I kind of figured.
If that sun goes down, it's time to lay down, baby.
Right. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Nighttime is you get hit in the head with a baseball. If you're not kidding.
Yeah.
The kids, they think you got a club in their hand.
We've done night golf out there before many years ago. Not a camp, but an actual playing golf. And you don't hand out sugar drinks. That's all I can say.
Okay,
'Cause it gets a little chaotic. People start hitting golf balls kind of.
So why have I been making up this sugar water for Jay for this camp?
Add a little more. Add a little more.
Oh gosh, but no.
Can people still sign up for it?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. There's
good.
still a few spots left.
Go through the details. That's why I asked you about it.
Oh gosh. Well, the glow in the dark accessories are involved. You know, you get all of it.
Yeah.
Right? You get the ball. You get the glow in the dark.
People have no idea how much that stuff costs. The first time I priced that all out, I was like, "This is insane."
I know.
A lot of the stuff now is reusable, which is good. But you know, when it really first started coming out, it was like the glow sticks you get where you got to crack them and that stuff, and you put them inside the golf ball.
Right.
Now the technology has come a long way.
And now it's battery operated.
Yeah.
And
That's
so
wild.
that is wild.
I remember one time we did it. It was you had to shine your flashlight from your phone on this little circle on the ball, and then it would illuminate. So we had to get all the balls started before the clinic started. But it's cool. You know, it's unique, and you're seeing a lot of glow events at private clubs and other places across the country where companies actually come in, set up the entire thing, and run it, and then kind of go out of there because you know the cost to hold it and all that stuff is expensive. But so June, July.
There's a ton of them out there.
Multiple?
Yeah, I mean,
I like
there's
it.
3 or 4 in June and 3 or 4 in July.
Dang,
So-
you're not just dipping the toe in; you're jumping all the way in.
Yeah,
huh?
I'm going all the way in.
I like it.
So I don't have the details right in front of me right now, but ages 5 through 8, we've limited that to only 6 spots. Obviously, with it being nighttime, I don't want 15 6-year-olds out there running around.
There's some safety involved. In that, that's for sure.
So that's the one that's Ryan, I should have been more prepared. And
No. We get it. We understand.
But,
I'm actually going to beat you to it most likely.
Probably.
Here. All right. Let's see. The Kids Summer Golf Camp, all new night golf camp. Man, I can't read because it's small. Let's see. Ages 5 through 8. Go ahead. You got it.
Yeah. June 3rd through the 6th is ages 12 to 15. So that was the first one, and then ages 5 through 8 is June 10th through the 12th, and then ages 9 to 11 is June 17th through the 20th. So that kind of takes care of June, and then we'll redo that same format in July for the same age group. So, I mean, I know a lot of people, vacation, and youth sports are tough around here in the summertime.
Yeah, the summer flag football is always lower participation because, vacations, travel ball, baseball's big in the summer too. So, obviously you got to have, I understand why you got a few different options. So it gives people an opportunity to get in there.
Yeah. So, T-shirt, we're definitely doing T-shirts this year. The glow in the dark accessories are part of the whole deal. We'll do a glow in the dark tournament the last day of each of those golf camps. So, a lot of cool, fun stuff going on this summer. And I kind of selfishly did that to stay out of the sun. This, as you know, I probably need to stay out of the sun a little bit.
Might need to visit Coach James Hale's sponsor, Dr. Ward, there.
Most likely.
just to check things out, make sure it's okay. Luckily, you probably don't have to do the back and the stomach and the chest, but you're always wearing a polo. So, kind of blocking out that as long as it's UV blocking.
Dude, I think I've got some Cherokee Indian in me, so maybe maybe there's a layer there.
That'll keep you nice and brown.
Yeah. Right. But anyways, no. Glad to be back here on a Friday.
When you said to me that you were coming back in, I was like, I got excited. I got this warm, fuzzy feeling in my heart.
Yeah, good.
Let's kick it back over to Earl real quick. Earl, kind of tell everybody about that, your second career and how that all kind of came to be.
Well, it's a long story, really. I played the Sherman Golf Tournament, which is coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, one in May, right?
And, yes, I think it's the next week or two. Well, maybe sometime in May, early May.
Yeah.
But I won the Sherman, and now I go into the office, and Dr. Savers, my boss, says, "Why don't you try out for the senior tour?" I never thought about it too much. I said, "Okay." So I go out and go to qualifying school, and I get my tour card. Boy, that was murder. It was tough on them, but I did I read pap smears all the time. And we'd do like 18,000 a year, and I'd take them home, or I had a scope at my house. I would do it and work at home and work at the shop. But anyway, when I got my tour card, first place they want to send me is Philadelphia. And I have a week off, so I take a week and go to Philadelphia. Finish almost last. I used to play with a guy named Charlie Owens down in Winter Haven, Florida, and he invented the long putter. Of course, that destroys a lot of people. Of course, now they're using that long putter quite a bit. But I went out and played. I was out there 3 years, and I knew Trevino and Palmer and Player and all these people. But it was just it was an exciting time, really. The only problem is they're spoiled rotten. You know, the golf pros are a little selfish nowadays.
Yeah.
Back when I was at school, because I think $7,500 was the top prize when I first went out there. Now it's a little more than that.
Just a smidge in certain tours, anyway.
It took me about a year to learn how to play with them, but once you learn, you do good. But I'm going to Europe to play on the senior tour in England, and drunk driver runs over me and almost kills me. So that ends my career real fast in the senior tour.
Yeah.
I got metal plates everywhere, but I'm doing good, and every day I get up, I say, thank you, Lord. This is another day for me that you blessed me with. Always let me do something good for you. If you we can take that attitude and live with it. God's going to honor that. And the same as with you or anybody, the respect and the love that God deserves, we can't seem to give him, because we're just sinners.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But it's one of those things. But I've been blessed with having 2 careers.
Yeah, a lot of people, try to find one. You got 2.
Yeah.
And the second one seemed pretty fun, too.
Yeah.
Obviously until it got
I worked
taken
hard
from
on that second one.
Yeah, I mean, you can't not. You kind of have to. I mean, obviously, Jay is a testament to that, teaching all these people all around Bay County. But yeah, I mean, just...
Yeah, he gets some real winners out there. I watch him. He's pretty cool, Jay is.
Oh, goodness.
Well, what about your faith in, you making that switch over to the senior tour in your late 40s? How did your faith play into all of that?
Well, that was the whole thing. Was the bad part. When you're on tour, you're on the road all the time.
Right.
And on Sunday mornings, I'd be out. I'm getting ready to get teed up to go play. And you miss a lot of church. And I think basically, I'm sort of always believe that might be what happened to me, because I got ran over. But I know it sounds crazy, but we didn't go to church much. We were there, but Mercy and I would be up in Chicago or out in Salt Lake City or California somewhere. Well, when you're alone, you don't really go to church. You don't know where to go unless you got to be. I think God wants all of us, not just a little bit of us. He wants us all.
Yeah.
He wants our heart, and he wants us all. He don't want part of us, and he's selfish God, So that's the reason.
Yeah.
But I think faith is the main drag with everything. With doing radio or doing golf teaching or doing whatever it is, it's some people like it, some people don't like it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's what you get. It's what you believe in. It's what you do. And the thing about it is, when we pass on from this world, I'm a firm believer that he's going to look at us and God will give us a just reward, like he said he would.
Yeah.
And I'm just sort of a old-fashioned. My dad was a shouting Baptist, so a lot of people don't know what that is. But I was like 4 years old, 5 years old, and he'd take us down to our little church in our house and talk about the small church, and he was the preacher would preach, but my dad was a shouting Baptist. He could pray, though, that, people have a gift of prayer or a gift of different things, but my dad could pray to raise the hair on your head. It was so good.
Yeah.
And I thought, Lord, if I just had his praying power, I'd be really something.
And you do. You do.
Hey, I don't know about that.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, but if you could pray for me to get the hair on my head raised, that would be a beautiful thing.
Right.
But he was a special man, he was mean and wild, and he was a coal miner, so he had me digging coal sideways to go wet coal, low coal, he'd get me out there behind my house, and he'd say, son, pull it, had to put these knee pads on, water to be running out, and I'd take a hack and I started hacking the sign. I said, Daddy, this is not for me. He said, well, you know better than me. I said, I know, sir, I am, but I'm going to get out of here.
That's right. That's right.
So anyway, that was about it.
Goodness. But hey, I appreciate you stopping by today, Earl. Always good to see you.
Yeah, thank you.
And hopefully I'll see you sooner than later. And hopefully next time you just come by, you don't have to have. You can come. You are welcome anytime you want, Earl. You know where it is. You just stop by, and we'd love to have you on the show.
Well, we don't want to butt in on anybody or anything, but it was
Shoot, half the time it's just me and David talking. So,
boy, David, that's bad. Just you two.
I know.
I'd say it's good. I think it's good.
A lot of trouble.
Hey, there is a lot of trouble that kind of lingers around when it's just me and him. But
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm just a visitor, and I can notice these things.
Yeah. Goodness.
But listen, thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course.
You tell your wife, we all wish you y'all happy Easter.
Definitely, you guys too.
We'll keep you in our prayers. That's the most important thing.
I appreciate it. There's, it goes. It does. You kind of don't realize how much that stuff matters because reading that stuff, reading the support, feeling the support, it kind of gives you that extra, drive and the hope to kind of stay positive and trust whatever's going to happen is going to happen. It's not in my control, and I'm just going to have fun while I'm hanging out.
That's what the good Lord wants you to do.
Absolutely.
And you sound good. You sound positive, and we're just thankful that you've been our friend all this time. And
that's it.
We'll always be our friend, no matter what.
Absolutely.
He won't say it, but I'll say it. We have prayer together, and we pray for you. We pray for David. We pray for. I know I've got a lot of family stuff going on right now, and those prayers, and I know those prayers reach a little higher whenever Earl talks.
No doubt.
They do.
No doubt. But all right, we're all happy Easter, and I hope to see you very, very shortly. We got to take a quick break. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Live play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the Man Cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at instantReplaySportsCards.com.
Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, where the locals go for the best boiled seafood around. Crawfish, shrimp, red boils, and everything crabs. Watch almost every sporting event in the country on their huge outdoor jumbotron. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on weekly events, live music, and food and beer specials. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, your home away from home for sports, good times, and great food. The best boiled seafood. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
I'm ready. Let me just grab my bag. Sweatpants, huh? Didn't know we were keeping it casual this month. Yeah, I feel bloated every now and then.
You have to try New Align 3-in-1 Biotic Gummies. They have prebiotics to nourish good bacteria, probiotics to help relieve occasional bloating, and postbiotics for immune support.
All that in one gummy?
Yep. So no sweatpants next time?
Not anymore.
Align 3-in-1 Biotic Gummies for gut health support. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Broadcasting from the Golf Plus studios, it's the Inside Drive. Don't mind me. I'm just playing through. Now back to the Inside Drive, live and local, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Speaking of church, little Oregon action right there. You listen to the Inside Drive on this Good Friday. And we started the Easter weekend off right there, Jay. Appreciate you telling Earl to come on in. And There's not many people that are better than that guy right there.
There's not.
100%.
There's not.
There's nothing like listening to people with wisdom.
Yeah,
that's right.
Experienced
Yes,
wisdom, right?
experienced
There's
wisdom.
people who, act so smart and stuff, but then you can tell when someone's talking from the things that they went through, trials and tribulations, valleys, mountains, all of that. That's being someone who was around my grandparents a lot, and I saw how my grandparents kind of from 60 to 80, how the mindset changed. And as I matured, I would say, past 25 or whatever, that's when I was like, oh, there's something with what he's saying, because some of the things, not saying that they didn't line up with what he previously said. My grandpa was always a great man, but there's a difference in what your goals are. And I feel like we should all, especially as youngins, listen to the people who are at the end of their life, because they've experienced it, and we think we know everything now. And it's just
diddly squirrel.
Yeah, that, and if we can have that attitude with the respect that Earl was talking about, the respect for our Creator.
Yep.
And love people the best that we can. It's not saying go over and beyond or what.
Yeah.
Just show people love, show them respect, and where that could take you, it's not about anything other than the people in your lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be kind.
Yeah.
Be kind and rewind, Jay.
That's right.
And that's what I'm going to be doing this Sunday after I watch America's Home, whatever it is.
Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. I'll get to that later on in the show today. But Jay Bird.
Yes, sir.
You remember when we picked division winners for NHL and NBA?
A little bit, yeah.
It was a little while ago.
Yeah.
Well, we went over those earlier this week, and you did good on the hockey side of things. You got 2 out of 4. David got none, and I got 1. So you led the hockey division winners with the Leafs and the Knights both winning their respective division. I also picked the Knights as well. Worked out good. On the NBA side of things, all 3 of us got 2 picks right. In the Atlantic Division, we both got the Celtics. In the Central Division, I got the Cavs, which was a wild kind of card pick. Southeast, you picked your Orlando Magic, which they didn't win that division, I don't think. Or did they? They did.
No, because they run the play-in tournament, so I don't know how they would have won the division.
So obviously the sleight of my hand gave you an extra win there. I'll have to go back and look that one up. But David and I both got OKC in the Northwest Division. Southeast Division was who?
I'm on the way right now.
Okay, he's on the way. I like that term.
way.
I like that term. Don't look it up. I'm already on the way.
I am searching it up, as the kids say.
Search it up. Search it up.
So who won the Southeast Division would be... Well, it was the Magic. They were just so garbage that they still had to...
So it was. Okay, so I didn't make a mistake. So you did get...
So the Magic won, 41-41 was their record.
Wild.
Which is exactly 500.
Yep.
And then it was the Hawks, then the Heat, and then the Hornets and the Wizards. So, yeah.
Jeez.
How about that?
Why did they stop to play in the play-in game if they won their division?
It's not like the NFL where it doesn't matter. It's just about your record.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so, hey.
Playoff formats will always be one of those things that you're like, wait, why is it like this over here, that over there? But that's also the beauty of sports, is separating those things.
Yeah, no doubt. Have you... I almost asked you a question. I already know the answer is no, but have you seen the whole Nico Iamaleava situation with the leaving Tennessee because of an NIL holdout and all that stuff?
I can't even say his last name.
You just say Iamaleava.
Yeah, Iamaleava.
Yeah.
Okay. I looked it up last night. The Lee is like, if you think of L-E-E, Ava.
And what sport is he again?
Beautiful football.
Okay.
He was a freshman.
Man, we have missed Jay so much.
Yeah, it's almost been a little depressing without you in the studio. I don't.
No doubt about that.
There's like nobody sitting across from me saying ridiculous things that I can react sarcastically to immediately. So
yeah, but you gotta love it, because it's like the thing is where they're not like. This is why you make the show, is because, all right, yeah, are you like up to date on sports stuff? No, not necessarily. But are you like, you're so smart in other things that it's just mind blowing over and over again, and you keep the conversation rolling
for weeks. I mean, I've been into a Nicholas Sparks novel, man. And it is. I mean, it's phenomenal. It is great.
What's the name of that novel?
The Wish.
The Wish.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. How many pages is it?
About 400.
400.
Yeah.
Okay.
A chapter book.
Oh, yeah.
It's only got a picture on the front cover?
It's got a picture of a boat out in the middle of the The Gulf, probably, or Atlantic? The Atlantic.
What's this book about? We're having your book club.
Oh, boy.
Going down right now.
I love it. I love book club. In fact, ChatGPT will probably give me the rundown of this book. So
literally about to pull that up and quiz Jay here. All right, let's see. Actually, David, why don't you take that, because I've got something already in my ChatGPT for later. No, I don't have any. No, what is said book about?
And no, said book I need name.
The Wish.
The Wish.
The Wish by Nicholas Sparks.
Which is the same author that wrote that big movie. It was a love story.
Notebook.
The Nope. I knew you'd know. I knew you'd know.
Yeah.
You haven't changed. You're still a hopeless romantic.
I am.
He's on the market, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm going to put that out there. So.
Jay can't be on the market still.
850-215-6290.
No, I see it in his face. He's got something. He's got something teetered up over there.
I see it in your smile.
Give me
The Wish is a dual timeline.
No, he needs to tell us what it's about first, and then you validate it. How far are you through the book?
How far am I through? About halfway through.
So you should at least know what the book's about.
Favorite character? Is it Maggie?
Yeah.
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 You could have said anything. You could have said, "Is it Stevie?" You'd be like, "Yep,
no,
definitely
I don't
Stevie."
think so. No, because I saw his face when he answered that question.
Okay.
I was like, "Yeah, Maggie, yeah."
Well, Maggie got pregnant when she was 16. She lived in Seattle.
Facts.
And and so her aunt, who lived over
Seattle
in the Cape, North Carolina, she was a former nun. And so the
you
parents
acted like you didn't know what this book was about. Now you're spitting out the whole story. I love it.
He knows.
And the parents basically was like, "Hey, look, we can't be with you these 9 months. Like, your aunt needs to be with you because she's dealt with pregnancy before in teens."
Dang, so her parents were just like, "Nope."
They booted her out.
Wow.
Sent her to the Cape.
That's cold.
Yeah.
Cold.
So she meets this guy on a ferry boat.
What's this guy's name? What was she doing on a ferry boat? Was she she was driving from one area to the other where she had to take a ferry boat with her car?
Yeah, so where they're living, like, you have to...
It's kind of like, is that Tefusky Island?
Yeah.
Is that the one you have to take the ferry?
that island.
Yeah.
God.
It's a great island.
Great golf there, too.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic.
And so anyway, she's fallen in love with this guy, and she was up front with him in the beginning, like, "Hey, look, I'm pregnant," No,
he was going to find out one way or the other, probably.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You can't really hide it, necessarily.
No, but it's early in her pregnancy right now.
First term?
First term.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. But it's back and forth. But she ends up like having this art gallery in New York City. So she becomes like this very famous, art person and
artist. I think is what that profession's called.
Yeah.
I like art person so much more better. I do.
Yeah, she becomes an art person.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, I mean, I'm just going to leave it at that, and we'll just kind of...
Don't want to spoil it for our audience.
Oh, no, there's some things that I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
Does it?
Yeah, why you're stopping, where you're stopping or whatever, yeah.
Because he's halfway through the story, that's why.
Yeah, but reading what I'm reading is like, I can see, yeah.
I mean... Remember there was...
Jay's heart is so big, y'all. Like, y'all,
biggest
I don't
heart
think,
I know.
Yeah, I don't think people understand that, man.
So back in the day, there was the books called, Cliff Notes? Those yellow books where they... Now, all you got to do is just go, "Hey, ChatGPT, summarize The Wish."
That's what I used to do for book reports back in the day. But I always read the book, but I would be stuck, so I would go to the Spark Notes.
Spark, that was another one.
Yeah.
That was the orange one, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember what color it was. It wasn't, nowhere near as dark as Jay's beautiful tan face there. But shoot, ooh, doggy. But yeah, man. And that would just give me the spark to continue on. Like, I already read it. I have
push through.
That's the difference.
It's kind of like a reminder thing,
right? And that's why people should be utilizing ChatGPT. I mean, this is where we're at in the world. It's like our teachers back in the day used to say, "You're not going to have a calculator in the pocket all the time." Well, look at me now.
Hey Siri, what's 27 times 10 million?
Yeah.
Don't really do it.
Yeah,
Don't
but
really
see, that's the problem, though, is if I do 27 times 10 million, it's not, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying it's just going to, give me this continuation or whatever, and I'm like, well, I don't know what word that is supposed to be. Is that
Jay,
quintillion?
270 million, in case you were wondering.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That was actually an easy one there. Anything with tens and zeros should be easy.
Should be.
Should be.
Hello.
Should be.
Third grade education didn't take me that far.
Oh, goodness. But yeah, so getting some reading in. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Still watching Lifetime?
A little bit of that.
Have you been watching American Idol?
I have.
This is one of my favorite seasons so far.
It is a good season.
I just like American Idol because like you get to kind of follow their story too,
right?
And like all of a sudden these people had no thing, boom, they're just superstars.
Yeah,
it's fun.
They were in Hawaii Sunday,
yeah,
right?
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Hawaii.
That's how they say it over there, isn't it?
100%.
Yeah.
Hawaii. But anyway, I was going to ask you about the Nico Imalieva thing. Long story short, all I was going to say is his camp is denying that they were demanding more NIL and blames Tennessee for the fallout, not necessarily what was being reported by Tennessee, but I certainly believe Tennessee more than Nico Imalieva's camp. But he is officially now transferred to UCLA, and that UCLA California taxes are gonna cost a lot for him. So he was making what, $2 million at Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken.
About 2.6. He had a 4-year deal for $8 million total, and it kind of increased like a little step ladder.
Gotcha.
Every year.
Gotcha. Okay. So now that he's over there in California at UCLA, he's only projected to make $900,000 after signing with UCLA simply because of taxes. I think they gave him the same. I don't know what the actual deal is, what his actual NIL deal with UCLA is, but he's going to have to pay $617,000 in federal income tax, California state income tax.
What?
Yeah, California state income tax.
I bet he ain't even got $617,000 no more.
No, $210,000 in California state income tax, federal payroll taxes, also known as FICA, $51,000, Social Security's disability tax, $1,684, paying a total amount of tax. Go ahead.
Well, no, finish on.
Total amount of tax of $880,283.
My question is, so it doesn't matter about him earning the money in Tennessee. He still has to. Is that because
no? This
that's
is
where
with what he'll have to pay in taxes with his new contract.
Oh, so then couldn't we just hit up a CPA that both of us personally know, all three of us probably personally know, and say if someone is paying this amount in taxes,
if he knows what the tax rate is out there in California? But I'm pretty sure it's close
that
to,
should be public knowledge, right?
I'll look that up in the break, and when we get back, we'll see if we can kind of back our way into what he's actually. I'm sure we could just search it up too, but yeah, you guys are listening to the Inside Drive. The band is back together here, having a lot of fun. We got our Afternoon Delight debrief coming up, although this whole show is pretty much an Afternoon Delight debrief. We do have Aaron Bearden coming up at 12:20. Looking forward to talking to him. I know he's got a big Easter basket giveaway going on. You're listening to the Inside Drive. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents the Race to Talladega.
And now on the line with us, our second qualifier, Paul Ritchie, with a time of what, James?
5 seconds.
5 seconds? Paul, what's going on?
Not a whole lot. How you doing this afternoon?
Doing well, man. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited you are about the possibility of going to Talladega?
Always a 10. Always a 10.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Friday. For this afternoon and evening, sunshine and a high of 78 with a moderate breeze at 14 miles per hour coming out of the south-southeast. Tonight, slight fog and clear skies with lows around 65. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a light breeze and a temperature near 79. Moving into Sunday, about the same with a high of 78 and partly cloudy. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Want to experience the ultimate car wash? At Tommy's Express, you'll love our open and bright tunnels, easy loading, flat belt conveyor, unlimited membership, and free vacuums and mat washers. Try us for free. Text WASH 415 to 86697 to send our best wash, The Works, directly to your phone. You'll love the sudsy clean, ceramic wax, underbody flush, spot-free rinse, and tire gloss. Experience the difference and visit Tommy's Express today. Offer valid to new guests only. By participating, you consent to receive promotional and information text from Tommy's Express. Message and data rates may apply. Message frequency varies.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
And that's out of the ballpark.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison. Now back to the Inside Drive, live and local from the Gulf Plus studios.
Skyrockets in flight.
And now, the afternoon delight debrief with the three degenerates from the Inside Drive.
Afternoon delight.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Skyrockets in flight. Afternoon delight.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN at Northwest Florida. 104.3 in Panama City and Panama City Beach. 101.9 in Port St. Joe. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Search it up, ESPN Northwest Florida. We are live and local every day on the social media channels. That's the Coach James Hale Show from 7 to 9, the Inside Drive from 11 to 1, and, of course, the Afternoon Underdogs coming up at 4 p.m. This afternoon. I always want to say tonight, but it is indeed the afternoon. That's why they're called the Afternoon Underdogs, right, Jay?
Right. Fun show today, too. We're going to have Dave Ford in studio with us for the first time.
Sweet.
Yeah, so that'll be from 4 to 5. Then, I mean, to me, this is such an easy show because I've got Dave Ford. I ask him questions. I mean, he's like 3 questions an hour type deal. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then I have Brian and Jimmy coming in to kind of have a little fun for the first segment of the second hour, and then Monty and Pharaoh will join us to talk WrestleMania for the rest of the show. So
nice.
It's one of them where I'm like, all right, hey, as soon as this show's over, I'll do a little bit of preparation real quick.
It's a nice feeling when you know the show's not going to be too stressful.
Yeah, well, yes, and you really only know the stress when you're like kind of the host side of it. I think that it bleeds off into the co-host.
Comes in here, I
don't. But there is that aspect of like, if the show's not going well, then the co-host starts feeding off on the stress that there is there. But yesterday was a really fun show too, because we had a wrestling coach, Jeff Estrada, on with us, and he was telling us about his story, and just it's one of those, redemption stories, and then now he's using his redemption to help others who are in difficult predicaments, and just great stuff, man. So thankful to be able to interview the people that we are able to interview here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
100%. Real quick before we dive into some Afternoon Delight debriefs, Jay, tell us a little bit about our studio sponsor, Golf Plus. You have a good relationship with Alan.
Yeah.
You've been over there many times. What are some of the services that they offer that you think are second to none?
Obviously, golf clubs.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
Plenty of golf clubs, so many options. Get on that TrackMan. Is it a TrackMan or Flight? I think it's a Flight.
I think it's FlightScope that he uses.
Yeah.
Don't quote me if I'm wrong, but sorry, Alan, if we're wrong. I'm pretty sure it's FlightScope, though.
Yeah. And, if you're struggling with your game, obviously you can come see me. Yeah. But there's also other avenues. You can go see Alan over there. He can get you in the right equipment.
Yep. Fitting is key. We talk about that all the time.
So, you might end up having to be 2 degrees upright, 2 degrees flat. I know if you're not a golfer, you're probably thinking, what in the world are you talking about? But it does allow you to hit the ball either more left or more right.
Or straighter.
Or straighter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But, go see those guys over at Golf Plus. They'll take good care of you. I send a lot of my clients that way. Repair, if you hit a bad shot and you slammed your club in the ground, hopefully that's not the case. Then you can go and
have some couth on the golf course.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Is that C-U-T-H or K-O-O-T-H?
I don't know.
I would say it's with the C, right?
I would say it's C-U-T-H.
I don't think it starts with a K.
I would say C.
Yeah. I just wanted to say O-O.
But I will also say, I know that golf clubs look like axes, and that's fine. Just don't do it on the green. Go to the rough. Go to the pine straw or something.
Do it in general.
That's a good point. But if you have to do it, if your emotions are going to get the best of you, which it happens, that's a perfect sport for your emotions to get a little scrambled up like some eggs. But yeah, just don't do it on the green, and don't drive your daggum golf cart up on the green neither.
That's right.
come on, man. That is crazy.
Give me
like
some stress.
Yeah,
Thinking
well,
about people hacking the green.
I see it at Nature Walk or whatever, but when I remember seeing it at Bay Point a couple times, I'm like, there's no way this is actually happening. Remember the scramble we were playing in? Like, well, it was.
Yes, it was on 15. I remember that.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I mean, you might as well have been wearing shorts at Augusta, bro.
Except you get kicked out there. Oh, goodness. I will say, I believe it's going on as we speak. I think it was 1 o'clock Eastern time, 12 o'clock Central time, and that is the baseball selection show going on right now for the regional state competitions. Real quick, because I do want to get in. I got some.
Wait, for college baseball?
High school baseball.
Okay, gotcha.
I didn't do a good job explaining
No, you did.
what I was talking
You
about.
did fine. I just had a question.
I'm just going to go through these really quick because I want to get to some afternoon delight debriefs because we'll have some fun with these. But Arnold did beat Wakulla last night 6-1. Cooper Moss came in late in that game, closed it down, so they advanced to the regional playoffs. Don't know where they are yet. They won the 4A District 2 tournament, and then on the 5A District 2, Mosley had a tough one-run loss there to Lincoln. So Lincoln will be moving on to the regionals. Mosley will have to get a bid based on strength of schedule and obviously their wins and losses. So Mosley will be paying close attention to this selection show, which either started a few minutes ago or starts at 1 o'clock. The times on Max Preps, I never know if they're Eastern time, Central time, whatever it may be. So I'm pretty sure they're normally Eastern time because I thought the Arnold game last night was at 7. In fact, it was indeed at 6, Jay. All right, over there in the 3A District 2, Bay edged out Rutherford 1-0. So the Bay Tornadoes are the 3A District 2 champion. They will move on to the regional state tournament as well. Over there in 3A District 1, not surprising here, South Walton cruised through their semifinal game 24-1, and then they just beat West Florida 10-0 in the championship. We've talked about South Walton a lot this spring as they have a very, very good pitching rotation as well as batting rotation. And then not last but not least, some of the other teams were eliminated, but the Bozeman Bucks coming off a fantastic season, the 2A District 1 champions with a close 7-6 victory over Pensacola Catholic. That happened back on Wednesday. So lots of local teams moving on to the regionals. I will keep paying attention to see if I can get some kind of live bracket or something like that, but maybe not this show, but we'll certainly recap it coming up on Monday. Jay, I got one for you.
Come with it.
Come with it. That's good. Harriet Dart apologizes after requesting opponent wears deodorant. Quote, she smells really bad. British tennis player Harriet Dart apologized after asking the umpire to tell her opponent Lois Boysen to wear deodorant after she claiming she smells really bad. Dart, 28, fell 6-0, 6-3 to the wild card Boysen in the last 32 of the Rouen Open on Tuesday, with courtside microphones picking up her complaint over her opponent's personal hygiene during a changeover in the second set. Can you tell her to wear deodorant, Dart? The British number 4 was heard to asking the umpire, who did not audibly respond. Because of the smell, Dart added, can you tell her to wear deodorant? She smells really bad. The French player, Boysen, or if that's how you pronounce it, B-O-I-S-S-O-N, it's French, so it's probably like Boysion, was seemingly out of earshot at the back of the court at the time of the occurrence. WTA ranked 110 Dart later apologized via a story on her Instagram account. I want to apologize for what I said on the court today. It was in the heat of the moment comment that I truly regret. That's not how I want to carry myself and I take full responsibility. I have a lot of respect for Lois and how she competed today. I'll learn from this and move forward. The WTA has been approached for comment. Boysen posted an Instagram story of her own to joke about the incident, posting an edited photo of herself holding a deodorant can during a serve and tagging the brand Dove with the comment, apparently, I need to collab. Boysen, who is 21, was making her first WTA Tour performance of the season, having struggled with injuries, and is working her way back up for 303 in the rankings. So she had some fun with it. Ooh. And maybe she'll get a little collab there with Dove.
I was wondering if she had hair underneath her armpits.
I mean, she is from France.
Could be.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be kind of.
You ever run into a scenario like that on the golf course?
I don't think I have. I really don't. She was probably playing with her head a little bit, you know.
Maybe.
Had to be.
Yeah, you know.
You can't smell somebody from the other side.
Well, it was. She said when they switched sides, so she walked by her, and that's where she noticed, and that's where she said something.
Okay, I thought she was smelling her from the other side.
No, if that was the case, that would be really bad. That would be really bad. But yeah, so I just that was a perfect afternoon delight.
That's great.
Story.
Oh, boy.
The next one's kind of going with the theme that we've been talking about all week, and that's the cloning. They're bringing back that, I don't know if you saw the dire wolf who's been extinct for 10,000 years. They found a way to bring that back with modifying the genetic code in regular wolves. But I think I sent this one I did send this one to David last night. And it kind of goes in the theme. I got to find it. Where is it? There it is. All right. This is from Not Common Facts, a great Instagram account with all sorts of fun stuff. The title of it, scientists have found a perfectly preserved dinosaur embryo inside of a fossilized egg. Researchers have uncovered a remarkably preserved dinosaur embryo in China, affectionately named Baby Yingliang. This fossil was found in a fossilized egg and is regarded as one of the most complete dinosaur embryos ever to be discovered, measuring approximately 27 centimeters. It belongs to the I don't know this one. The Oviraptorosaur, a group of feathered theropods closely related to modern birds. What makes this discovery particularly intriguing is the embryo's curled posture mirroring the position of bird embryos just before hatching. The resemblance suggests that some behaviors observed in today's birds may trace back to their dinosaur ancestors. Baby Yingliang provides a unique and intimate insight into the evolutionary link between ancient dinosaurs and the contemporary birds. The fossil is currently exhibited at Yingliang Stone Nature History Museum.
Let me ask you guys this question.
I used to know how to play it on the piano, so that's why I can have it stuck in my head.
Good. That's pretty
What do you
good.
think?
Well,
Jurassic Park coming to real life?
All right, look.
I feel like we're getting closer every day.
Let's say at 1 o'clock we leave the studio and we walk outside and the dinosaurs have returned.
It'd be fantastic.
Would y'all be scared?
No, I'd embrace it.
Would you?
Yeah.
I believe that just because of everything else that you embrace. Yes, Jay, I would be scared. I'd be terrified. Especially the little pterodactyls or whatever, and they're just swimming around. Yeah, like swimming around. What am I talking about?
I think they can swim too.
They probably could do it all, man. They're the three-tool dinosaur. But yeah, I'd be scared as all get out, bro. I would have to
full-size
carry around what you mean? What's mini-sized dinosaurs?
Like maybe they haven't grown up yet.
Okay, so they're all just hatched out of the egg.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. I don't think I would be as worried about mini dinosaurs, baby dinosaurs, but knowing the propensity that they're going to grow up,
As long as they're eating. Yep, as long as they're eating.
I'm going to be on a killing spree, bro. It's going to be like, you're on a 10-game kill streak, 10 dinosaur kill streak.
I would chat GPT and make sure they're vegetarian first, and then if they're vegetarian,
the Bronchosaurus
the
or whatever.
Bronchiosaurus. Yeah,
see, I'm cool with that guy. I'm cool with that.
But you can get stepped on. It's massive, unless it's a baby, like we said. We said. But I mean, this is like the beginning of Jurassic Park, except they were using DNA to create embryos. This embryo is already preserved.
That's crazy.
Yeah. We've been talking about cloning, bringing back extinct animals, like all this crazy stuff is like coming to the limelight. And I saw that one yesterday. I was like, oh great, here comes Jurassic Park in real life, and that new movie's coming out this summer as well. So
another Jurassic Park.
It's like the final one that like brings it all together. We saw a preview for it when we saw Minecraft a couple weeks ago.
That'll be cool in these new theaters now.
Yeah, that'd be kind of nuts.
Yeah,
I saw a new Final Destination is coming out too.
Oh,
I don't know if I could handle that one in IMAX 3D, 4D chairs and all that. That'd be.
We went. What did we go? Car accident. Then we went roller coaster. The Final Destinations.
I've actually never seen any of them.
You haven't?
No.
Oh,
wait,
man.
No, I haven't. I've never seen a Final Destination.
Oh, Final Destination. I thought you were saying Jurassic Park.
Oh, God, no.
I was about to say, okay.
I've seen all the series.
Talk about uncultured.
Multiple times. I remember the first Jurassic Park we saw, we were eating at a Chi-Chi's up there in New Jersey prior to going to the theater, as y'all call it down here.
What do you call it up north?
A theater.
Theater. So yeah, we always add more syllables, so we always add, yeah.
Except you all. You're like, it's just y'all. We'll cut out the second syllable.
Yeah, there's a few of them, I think, like ain't, you know?
Yep.
Because that's not technically a word, but
true.
That's just because it wasn't a word when Noah Webster was coming up with that dictionary.
That's right. That's right.
Had he been living around this way, he would have had ain't as the first word in the dictionary.
Sure, you would have had a lot of variations of things, that's for sure.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Well, think about if we had someone of your children's age ilk, writing a dictionary right now. It would be like Skibbity, and none of us would even know what's going on. And now you got people making music with nothing but those words, and then and they're catchy. That's the problem. All I want to do is boom, 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 doom, doom, doom. It's like, oh my gosh,
dude, that's a '90s song. All I want to do is zoomy, zoom,
zoom, zoom, zoom. Yes, I know that
boom,
one.
Boom.
But but right now it's this kid. I think it's Jelly. It's not Jelly Roll, like Jelly something.
Jelly something.
And he takes basically, that the Rizzler kid who does the little
oh yeah, do we know
thing or whatever.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And he has made songs out of the words that they utilize. So good for him.
Yep. Yeah. No. All right. Speaking of words, these are facts that sound fake but are completely real. This is a perfect afternoon delight debrief. Okay. Netflix was founded a year before Google. Sounds fake, right? But it's true. Netflix started as a DVD.
Yeah, they used to send them out. Yeah, it was. It's wild how the transformation. There should be studies from other businesses, not necessarily on we're going to follow this blueprint exactly, but the fact that you were in the popular thing in this time, and then you found a way to make your business successful in a new generation.
Yeah, no doubt. Frederick Bauer, the inventor of the Pringles can, is buried in one.
Wow.
Buried in
a Pringles can.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Cremation.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't stuff his whole self in the Pringles can. That would be hard. That would be tough. The man who invented Match.com lost his wife to someone she met on Match.com.
Oh, my God.
The ultimate irony.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, there are only 25 blimps in the entire world.
25 blimps?
The Goodyear.
What about blimpies?
Yeah, we don't have a blimpies around here, do we?
Not anymore. We used to have one. 23rd Street.
I feel some deja vu with this.
Yeah, we it used to be right there in the Walmart parking lot on 23rd Street.
Gotcha. Yeah. I love blimpies.
Okay. Wait, maybe we do have? No. It's like some ice cream shop or something like that these days.
Gotcha. Yeah, only 25 blimps in the entire world.
I was driving somewhere the other day, and I was like, "Dadgum, it's been a while." I think it was over there in Lynn Haven, and there, is Baldwin is Baldwin in 390? No, 77. There's this new gas station. I'm like, "Daggum, that's how long it's been since I've been right here at this very popular intersection." To see a whole gas station.
There's a Diego's over there now too.
Yeah, I haven't been to that. There, obviously we got Major Smokehouse. I did go to Rich Folks, opposite of Rich Folks, the other day. Yeah. Because my grandpa was in town, and I was like, man, that's what we used to do as a family. Once, maybe twice a week or whatever, or not twice a week, but once or twice a month, I felt like we was eating at Po Folks. So I told my mom, I was like, if we could make it happen, I would love to go to the place that I probably said the name to by now. But anyways, that was very exciting for me to go get me an old country fried steak there with some white gravy.
Yes, sir.
White gravy.
Yes, sir.
Should I add syllables to that for you, Ryan, to make you feel a little bit more comfortable? Gravy.
I was very uncomfortable. I really didn't know what you're talking about, to be honest with me. Honest with you guys. But Jay, this one's right up your alley.
Come on.
High heels were originally invented for men.
No way.
This is
This is bizarre.
I'm about to say a word I shouldn't say.
A typical garden snail has 14,000 teeth.
Can we get back to the high hills being originated for men? That's it.
It's just a fact, yeah. It's the facts that sound like they are not true, but indeed are actually true. The entire state of Wyoming only has 2 escalators.
The whole state, towns will brag on their red lights or whatever. Like Wyoming's like,
we
yo,
got an escalator,
we
bro.
got 2 of them, not just 1, but 2.
In the mall, I'm assuming the mall.
It's got to be. How crazy would that be if
probably the airport
are in the same build?
Probably the airport.
No,
they probably have 1 airport.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Oh, now we got to find out where
the capital of Wyoming.
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne, boy, yeah.
Yep, absolutely. We got to go ahead and take a quick break. I wanted to keep going in that segment, but maybe we can extend the show today and just bump Colin Coward out and see how that goes.
I mean, I know how to do that, bro. If you want to, if Jay don't mind, we can do it.
That'd be kind of fun, but I'd have to find some more fun topics to talk about, which wouldn't be hard.
You're in the middle of it and you had to stop. So
that's true. I do have. I did the deodorant one. Yep, did that one. I do have one more. It's an interesting one, a good one nonetheless. But we got to take a break. We got to get Aaron Bearden on the line, see what's going on down there. Instant Replay Sports Cards. You guys are listening to the Inside Drive. Thanks for hanging out with us today, Jay. He is back in the studio. Looking forward to a couple more segments here. Maybe we'll push it and see what happens. You're listening to the Inside Drive. We'll be right back.
The ESPN Northwest Florida Big Bracket Challenge.
Hi, this is Dave Neat from Panama City Beach, and I just won $250 from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida playing the Big Bracket Challenge. Thank you so much to Pepsi, Panama City, Toyota, PCB Hobby for making this happen. It was a lot of fun playing against other listeners and staff. Can't wait for next year. And go Ducks!
It's ESPN Northwest Florida. Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Friday. Sunny the remainder of the day with a moderate breeze coming out of the south-southeast around 14 miles per hour and temps near 78. Tonight we will have a mixture of slight fog and clear skies and be quite warm at 65. Mostly sunny tomorrow and a high 79. Some clouds Sunday with a temp of 78. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Whether you're an experienced investor or first-time buyer, Beach House will provide you with top-notch service to guide you through every step of the process. We make the real estate process fun and easy through effective marketing, strategic advertising, and always a client-focused experience. From single-family homes to full-scale developments, Beach House Sales Development has you covered. Check them out at beachhousesalesfl.com or give them a call at 850-919-3500.
I'm ready. Let me just grab my bag. Sweatpants, huh? Didn't know we were keeping it casual this month. Yeah, I feel bloated every now and then.
You have to try New Align 3-in-1 Biotic Gummies. They have prebiotics to nourish good bacteria, probiotics to help relieve occasional bloating, and postbiotics for immune support.
All that in one gummy?
Yep. So no sweatpants next time?
Not anymore.
Align 3-in-1 Biotic Gummies for gut health support. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Now back to the Inside Drive, live and local from the Gulf Plus Studios. Live from the 19th hole.
I can't believe you're a professional golfer. I think you should be working at the snack bar.
It's the Inside Drive.
The price is wrong.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Coming up at the end of this segment, we'll announce the racing name for who texted in this morning and how quickly you can get back to your phone as your qualifying time. If you beat 2 seconds, you'll also get that pair of tickets to the incredible Talladega Garage Experience. And if you beat 5 seconds, you'll be the second winner of the pair of tickets to go check out the Jack Links 500 on Sunday, April 27th. And of course, you also get a couple tickets to the ARCA Menard Series General Tire 200 and the NASCAR Xfinity Series Ag Pro 300 doubleheader on Saturday. Huge prize. Can't wait to give away these tickets. One more opportunity. I'll be announcing that person's name at the end of this segment. But before we get to that, it's been a couple weeks, been kind of traveling around the Southeast a little bit, trying to find some different things. I hadn't had a chance to talk to Aaron Bearden from Instant Replay in quite some time. Aaron, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm good, man. How are you? It's been a minute.
Yeah, kind of hanging in like a hair in a biscuit, trying to get other opinions to make some stuff happen. But I feel like we're at least moving in a better direction now. So, but obviously, great to have you back on, and we'll jump into it first. Obviously, whenever we talk about some new releases in the shop, and it's been a few weeks since I've talked to you, so I'm sure there's a bunch of new stuff there in the shop.
Yeah, so I am sure there is too. So this came up. I did not tell you guys this. I am in Ohio right now. Yeah,
NFL
the
Hall of Fame?
PBA. Well, yeah, the PBA Tournament of Champions this Sunday, airing on TV. So I will be there tonight. It's the Hall of Fame banquet and dinner, and we're going to be going and talking to some of the top PBA champions and finding out some things about PBA bowling cards from them. And then, we'll be there for the TV show on Sunday, see who wins Tournament of Champions. But, we'll be checking out the Hall of Fame in Canton tomorrow. We just left, like 30 minutes ago, we just left the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Man, that has to be awesome. I know how big you are into music and history and all that stuff. So it's got to kind of, I'm assuming you haven't been before.
I had never been, I've never been to Ohio. So, all new to me.
Well, that had to be a pretty cool experience.
Yes, I know there's Seasons in the Sun baseball product that just came out today. I've actually not got to see it personally because we left yesterday before it came out. I know there's some new stuff out that was scheduled to come out today that I just was not there to see when it came in yesterday, but we do have new releases.
I did see you guys have the 2024-25 Upper Deck Hockey Series 2 tins that you guys have for a great price, way better than the big box retailers in the online shop. So any hockey fans out there, go swing down the store. If there's any left, they've been selling like hotcakes. So get out there and check. It's playoff time. Playoff hockey's about to start.
Grab those Macklin Celebrini young guns out of there.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of great young players in the NHL right now.
Yeah, everybody right now, kind of wants a piece of Ovechkin stuff. And it's like, hey, man, 10, 15 years from now, Celebrini may be the guy that everybody's banking on. So get him early.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think you mentioned this one, the 2025 Topps Tribute Baseball arrived in shop. Each box, you get 3 on-card autographs and 3 relic cards guaranteed. So, it seems like a little more bang for your buck with those particular products, knowing you're going to get 3 and 3 in each box. So.
Tribute's kind of a high-end thing. In fact, it's even more high-end this year than it's been previously. Topps, I think, cut production back big time, but we're doing that cheaper than online guys. So come check that out. Like I said, I know it's a bigger investment, but it is a product where huge potential upside, and they usually like to do something kind of quiet and secret. In Tribute, for example, a couple of years ago, Topps didn't really publicize this, but they went out and bought some original 1909 T206 tobacco cards, the set with that famous Honus Wagner. And so they took some of those cards and kind of put them in a little card frame. If you're familiar with the Allen and Ginter set, you'll know what those mini framed cards look like. And they did it just like that, and you could open the Topps Tribute and pull out some of those T206 original cards. We had a couple of them pulled in our shop. So they usually like to stick something in Tribute that they don't really talk about beforehand, and just kind of let collectors find it and be surprised by it.
Yeah, that's, it's kind of one of the reasons why you buy some of these products is to kind of be surprised, but to be surprised about something you don't even know about, that's even more exciting. And speaking of...
when you can open a 2020-something product, and pull potentially maybe a 1909, Ty Cobb or something like that, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, pretty special indeed. I know Jay's salivating over there for those old school guy cards.
Yeah.
It's kind of your thing. You're kind of an old school kind of guy.
I was just over here thinking about Kingpin.
Yes.
You said PBA. That's one of my favorites.
I know that movie. Yeah.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
God, such a good movie.
Roy.
I got to find out amongst the bowlers, like amongst baseball players right now, because of the era, the generation, a lot of these young players coming up right now, they grew up on stuff like The Sandlot.
Yeah.
Whereas maybe players from like 20, 30 years ago, those guys, they were already, kind of adults when Sandlot came out. But I want to find out from the bowlers, like, kind of what's their thing? Are they Kingpin fans? Like, are they Big Lebowski fans?
Yeah, that's a good question.
What's their bowling movie?
Yeah.
That'll be cool. That'll be cool. Aaron, I did see a drawing on your Facebook page yesterday. Tell us about that. I obviously haven't talked to you in a couple weeks. I don't even really know what that was about.
Yeah, so we put together an Easter basket full of cards with packs, with some little boxes. Topps this year did basically an Easter egg with some exclusive Topps cards in it. And so we put all this stuff together. There's a mix. There's all different sports and Pokemon and all sorts of things in it. And basically anybody that came in and made a purchase, I think, got a ticket for this Easter basket. And we did the drawing yesterday and gave it away to one lucky customer. So I think we're going to start doing some more of these kind of drawings, maybe like a monthly thing, give away a box of cards or give away some little prize set like that. And I have that on our social media. So definitely keep your eyes peeled and watching our social media pages for that stuff.
Definitely go follow Instant Replay Sports Cards. That's all you got to search up, follow. And if you had made a purchase and had a ticket in that contest and you don't know if you won or not, it's the first post on that feed. So you can watch that video. You can watch Aaron pull the ticket, and if it's your name, head on down there to Instant Replay. All right, Aaron, a couple of questions kind of for you on a personal side of things. If you could rip one box from any era, what would it be and why?
Oh, I think you probably have to go from any era. I mean, 52 Topps, high numbers.
Yep.
Who wouldn't want to pull that perfect 10 Mickey Mantle?
That'd be worth so much money this day and age.
Yeah, I mean, the last one, a 9.5, sold for $12 million. There's been estimates that a 10 might sell for, 20 plus. So definitely that. A box of 86 Fleer basketball. Pull you a couple of Michael Jordan rookies. That would be a fun one. That would, compared to the 52 Topps, that's a little more doable. You can buy those boxes of 86 Fleer. You just got to be willing to, bite the bullet and write that check for the box because they're pretty expensive.
Ooh.
But they are out there.
I'm going to have to Google how much one of those boxes would cost. Let's see. So that's 86 Fleer basketball, or NBA, right?
Yeah. They fluctuate a little bit. They've come down a little bit since COVID. They got really out there right around the time that Michael Jordan documentary, that Last Dance, came out.
Yes.
And COVID hit and everything went crazy and people were paying some really astronomical prices for that product.
Let's see.
And when I say it's come back down, I mean it's probably still about six figures. But
yeah, no, I'm seeing them here. They are definitely up there, but it doesn't guarantee you to pull a Michael Jordan 86 rookie either, I wouldn't think.
Well,
right?
Here's the thing about it. You're going to get 15 cards, I believe, in a pack. There are 36 packs in a box. So you're looking at, 540 cards, something like that. It is a 132 card set. So on average, on a box that has not been tampered with, searched, resealed, etc., you will probably pull 3, maybe 4 Michael Jordans. There are also the Jordan stickers. Each pack comes with one sticker card. There are 12 different players featured on the stickers. One of those is Michael Jordan. 36 packs, 12 players. You should probably pull 2 to 3 Michael Jordan stickers out of a box.
So he still looks 26 years old to me.
Yeah.
I saw him at a race a couple weeks ago. I think because he's into NASCAR now, and he still looks 26.
He puts that beef towel on his face, keeps your skin nice and moisturized.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, no, that's a real thing. It's a real thing. You should get some.
To use dude wipes.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're a dude.
They say stress will age you, and it's kind of hard to get stressed when you're like the greatest that's ever done what you do.
Right.
It's not a lot to worry about.
And that's like more stressful.
Cheapest one I could see, Aaron, was $110,000 that you could buy today. So, like you said, a mere 6 figures to get yourself 2 or 3 Michael Jordan rookie cards.
Hey, we get Jay out there giving a few extra lessons each week.
Yeah, it'd be good. You got to raise your prices a little bit there, Jay.
Yeah, I got that right.
All right, next one, Aaron. Who's your favorite athlete or character to collect?
Favorite athlete of current active athletes right now? I think I may have touched on this one before. My favorite athlete is Katie Ledecky, the Olympic swimmer. To me, that's dominance in a way. We can sit here, we can talk about, Ohtani and Mahomes or, any of these kind of people. Man, just nobody's dominating their sport and their events like Katie Ledecky right now. It's insane.
She's a swimmer, Jay.
Okay, I did not know that.
There you go.
Yeah, and I think the consensus, everybody would say Michael Phelps is the greatest swimmer of all time. Part of that's because men get to swim more events in the Olympics than women do. The amount by which she beats the rest of the competition, there's nobody doing that. A few years back, they had the World Championships in Atlanta, and men and women both got to swim, I think it was 1,500 meters on the same day. And down to the hundredth of a second, she tied Michael Phelps. So,
That's
it's a thing. Women are not they're not going to tie or exceed men when it comes to swimming events, running or some of those things. And for her to be able to tie the greatest male swimmer that, any of us have seen. Whew.
That's pretty dang impressive. Pretty dang impressive.
So, yeah, she's fun to watch. But as far as collecting thing, I do have, a few Ledecky cards. They've done some Olympic stuff. And, her stuff, she's got fans. It's not the cheapest out there. But there are athletes that are certainly a lot more expensive to collect. And she doesn't have as many cards, so you don't have to sit there and stress, man, where am I going to get these 5,000 different cards from to complete my collection?
Yeah.
So,
well, kind of keeping in that same... Sorry.
Yeah, we mentioned character because I do a lot of the non-sports too. There's a lot of the Marvel stuff that's really cool. Before I left the other day, I opened some Doctor Strange. What's that movie? And the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness cards out there, and pulled a really cool Captain Carter Haley Atwell autograph.
Nice
card. So I've got a ton of Haley Atwell signed stuff for that character. So that's always a fun one.
All right, kind of keeping with that theme, what card would you keep forever, no matter the value?
Oh, that's a good one. So I have a couple like that, not because of, let me just say this card is so, just in general, all, whatever, 19 blah, blah, blahs of this guy. No, but because that card means something to me. A good example, and I found it again the other day, I have a 1959 Topps Roberto Clemente card that I bought at an auction at a card show when I was about 7 or 8 years old, and I paid $22 for it back then. And it's not the greatest 59 Clemente. I could go buy a better one right now. It's not that a 59 Clemente is, it's not his rookie card or anything, but because I remember buying that. That was like my first real vintage card purchase on my own. I wouldn't want to sell that card.
Yeah, no, the sentimental value when it comes to that. Yeah. Jay, you got a card that
there's some like
falls
that.
into that for you?
Man.
I know it's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
It's a good one, as you would say.
Yeah, a good one.
Gutone. Good one.
Oh, the only thing I remember is having this Mark McGuire, back, and I don't know if it's that, it was flashy. They always had that little special card, and that's, you would flip through them back in the day, and you'd get like 10 or 12 of them, and you would find the flashy one, and I remember having a Mark.
What they're doing right now, you're trying to find the prism or the relic or whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of similar.
But I had a Mark McGuire that topped out, back in 92 or 93 for, $100 on Beckett. And I remember I was like, that was insane.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Blew your mind.
Yeah. I was like, I got a card worth $100.
Yep.
But yeah, it'd be cool to see that one or have that one again. Because that kind of I don't know, that was part of I was like the elite of my baseball card collection.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Follow-up question, do you still have it?
No.
Oh, no.
No, I don't know what I did with it.
It's probably in a box somewhere along many of your journeys in life.
How about you, Mulv?
I don't. The older, I've really just dove into cards in the last, since I've been talking to Aaron almost.
Oh, really?
The last 3 or 4 years, but I've got a couple that I would probably, and because I haven't got rid of them yet, I think I'd probably keep them and pass them down to Liam and that kind of stuff. But I do have a trilogy autograph card from the Leaf. I forget which particular Leaf it is. It's got it's a Cowboys card, but that's okay. It's got Jimmy Johnson. It's got Jimmy Johnson, Emmitt Smith, and I believe the other one was Larry Allen, which are all obviously Hall of Famers and all signed on the same card. So that one's pretty cool. I got a couple C.J. Stroud cards too that I probably won't ever give up.
Yeah.
Because, maybe he can continue to go on and, do great things. Obviously, he was Rookie of the Year last year. Had a little bit of a down year. Sophomore slump happens sometimes. So, Aaron, is it your uncle that's competing? I can't remember what the kin is to the PBA.
Yes, so he's not competing. He is the tech guy and coach guy. He drills the equipment for the guys. He actually designed some of the stuff, some of the finger grips, the inserts that go in the balls.
Gotcha.
He's done coaching for the U.S. men's and women's
That's awesome.
teams. Yeah, and he goes all over the world doing that. He's going internationally to do some clinics and things like that. So he knows all of these guys. In fact, 5 minutes before you guys called, anybody out there, if you know bowling, you'll know this guy, Jason Belmonte, #1 ranked bowler, in the last decade. Usually on TV, if you see him, they're throwing the GOAT label out there. This guy, they're saying the best bowler ever. So he called while we were in the car, and they were on speakerphone talking just before you guys called. So he knows all these guys, works with them. And it's really cool to get to hang out with them at a couple of these events now and kind of get to see these guys compete in person. It's pretty amazing. Kind of different than going to local beer league night.
A little bit more skill probably there.
You're seeing some of these guys that are like, wow, this guy's got, 53 perfect games on the PBA tour or whatever. These guys are really amazing.
That's awesome.
I would like to see more of showboating in bowling. When they have a strike.
There's been a few guys. Pete Weber was known to show off pretty good.
Was he?
But yeah. You're just trying to tie into Kingpin a little bit more.
Yeah,
that's what
maybe
you're doing.
Yeah. But that's a good discussion though with several sports right now with the rise of the Savannah Bananas in baseball. A lot of your younger fans, younger viewers, they want to see a little bit more of that kind of entertainment and showmanship. Some of your older fans are like, hey, man, just, kind of put your head down and circle the bases and, act like you've been there before.
Yeah.
So I can understand a bit of both. I can understand the sports wanting the broader appeal and, to have some moments to get talked about on SportsCenter and things like that. But I can also understand, saying, hey, we're reaching out to get new fans, but at maybe the risk of alienating some of the long-term fans. So,
yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, it's a valid discussion that's going on right now, I think, in quite a few sports.
Yeah, very cool. Aaron, we've run up our time. Remind everybody what you got coming up tonight and tomorrow midday. I'm assuming they're still going on despite the holiday weekend.
Yes, despite me not being there. So, yes, tonight at the shop, Kids Club, guys. That's every Friday night, 6 p.m. Bring those kids down. We do box breaks for them. It's very affordable. It's a great, fun, entertaining evening for the kids. We make sure they go home with way more in cards than what they bought into. It's like $10 to get the kids in a break. They get to open packs and trade with their friends and learn about cards. A lot of fun. Tomorrow we've got some in-store breaks going on from 12 to 2. Definitely get down there and check that out. Hobby boxes, a lot of fun new products. You can buy in, you can hang out and watch. Whatever you want to do, you get to see a lot of cool cards open up. If you buy in, maybe you pull something really big. We had some great hits the last couple of weeks. So definitely come check that out as well.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you, Aaron. Enjoy being up there. It sounds like checking off some things on the bucket list. So have a ton of fun. Enjoy your time up there in Ohio, and look forward to talking to you next Friday.
Absolutely, man. It's great to have you back. You guys take care. Everybody come out and see us. Instant Replay Sports Cards, 7 days a week on 23rd Street.
There you go. That was Aaron Bearden from Instant Replay Sports Cards. Got to see one of the places I would love to see, and that's the Pro Football Hall of Fame. You're listening to The Inside Drive. We'll be back after this break.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. This is Braves Country.
A rainmaker ties the game.
Chris Strider is back, and the Atlanta Braves are heating up.
And Ozzie hits one very hard to deep right. That's going to take flight and out of here.
Tonight, the Braves return to Truist Park to face the Minnesota Twins. Coverage coming up at 6. First pitch at 6:15 right here on your home for the Atlanta Braves on the Gulf Coast. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Here at Tracy's Fine Jewelry, we're here to help you celebrate the graduate in your life with a personalized gift that expresses who she is to that special touch that symbolizes her style. Tracy's Fine Jewelry has a perfect gift that's as unique as your graduate, including monogram milestones that will personalize her style with a special touch that she will cherish for a lifetime. Let's celebrate the class of 2025 with a gift from Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Tracy's Fine Jewelry, putting a sparkle on Bay County for over 50 years.
CBC Construction is looking for a few good men. At CBC Construction, our greatest strength lies within our talented team. Join us and be a part of a dynamic company that values its people. We offer a tremendous opportunity to create a future for your family and the Florida Panhandle. CBC Construction is now hiring. Call us at 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com to learn more. CBC Construction. Be part of a winning team.
When you bring your vehicle to Panama City Toyota for repairs or maintenance, you'll get the warmest welcome around.
That's because we see service differently.
It's not only an expert team that can help with everything, from simple adjustments to a new set of tires. It's also a team that values your time, so we make your experience as quick and comfortable as possible. Because we're committed to service that goes beyond. Only at Panama City Toyota.
Broadcasting from the Golf Plus studios, it's the Inside Drive. Spreads, picks, and parlays. Get the breaking news, insider angles, and expertise so you can run your game.
I told y'all to run that.
And now the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey, ESPN Northwest Florida.
We are back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Final segment of today's show. It's gone by way too fast, Jay.
It has.
Next Friday?
Yeah.
I know it's a long way away, but, you know, it's something I get to look forward to.
That's right. Same.
No offense to you, David Hayes. I see you 4 days a week, but it'd be nice to see him more. Or 5 days a week. It'd be nice to see him more.
Fence has been put up.
That's fine. That's fine. You know, offenses to each their own.
Right.
You know?
Not offense. No, for me, that was a space FENCE. Fence has been put up.
Picket right there across the glass.
Yeah.
Can't see that.
Ain't that thing white? Come on now, Tom Sawyer.
That's right. That's right.
Old Huckleberry Finn.
Yep.
That has nothing to do with white picket fences, but
It does. They painted. You ain't read the book? They had to paint.
I did a long
They had
time
to
ago.
paint the fence white. They had to whitewash it. Yeah. Come on now. I don't say things for no reason, boy.
Everything is calculated.
everything is calculated.
Oh, goodness. There was a ton I was going to get to earlier, but much rather talk to Earl the Pearl Bowles. That was fantastic. First off, just want to wish everybody a very happy Easter weekend and remember the reason why it's a holiday weekend for us folks down here on planet Earth.
Yep.
The bracket has not came out yet, so it must have actually been indeed 1 p.m. Central Time because you can just I'll have all the brackets for the local schools that are playing in the state playoff tournaments coming up that all start, looks like the 21st, which is next Monday. So jumping right from districts all the way to the regional tournaments and then the state championships, which will culminate on May 21st. And then school's out, Jay. Just like that.
Yeah.
Just like that.
School's out for summer.
Cool if we could play.
Hey, we still have fun. We just have more fun when you're here, bro.
That's right. That's right.
What do you think about your Atlanta Braves, Jay?
No bueno. Jay's like, yeah, I saw the slide that they went on to start the season. I said, I'm just not going to keep up with y'all. Yeah.
Checked out.
Hey, got enough heartbreak going on in this heart.
That organization's went worst to first back 35 years ago. They're coming back. They're going to come back.
Well, it starts this weekend with a 3-game series against those pesky Minnesota Twins. I don't really know if they're pesky or not, but it sounded right.
They can be, and I love that adjective.
Pesky.
Pesky.
Not to be confused with Jay's favorite racing team, Penske.
Yeah.
Penske.
There you go. But if you're looking for some Braves baseball, we got it here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Starts tonight with the home game. Coverage starts right after the afternoon underdog, 6 p.m. First pitch at 6:15. And then you get an extra hour of coverage as it is Saturday. Tomorrow, 5 p.m. coverage starts. First pitch, 6:15. And then a little matinee baseball. What do you call a midday game during the week? This is on Sunday, so it can't count.
Oh,
the businessman special.
The
businessman special.
I remembered. That's good.
I was like, I was gonna say it, and then I was like, oh, I don't want to steal that thunder because I've never heard that until you said it.
Really?
And I'm sure that it's been said multiple times.
Yeah.
Obviously, you picked it up from somewhere to an extent. Maybe you coined it. Who knows?
If you coined it, I'm done.
No, that's been around forever.
I mean, Jay is. I just want to start calling him Cliche Jay.
Cliche Jay.
Because he always hits us with a good one-liner or two, something like Cinderella story
Well, we
out of
least
nowhere. A
expect
former
it, too.
greenskeeper now about to become the Masters champion.
I'm all right. Nobody worry about it. All right, anyway, little matinee baseball.
I'm glad y'all caught that because I had to look it up.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. 11:20 coverage starts. First pitch 12:35 on Sunday. Some midday baseball there for you, Jay Henley. All the playoffs getting started as well this weekend. NBA and NHL. We'll dive into those. We'll have Al Carl coming up on Monday. He's going to be with us every Monday all the way through the NHL playoffs. Do want to mention, if you're a big America's Funniest Home Videos fan, check it out this Sunday. As if you've seen it, you probably have seen it because it's publicly shared. But anyway, I don't know if you remember us talking about this a long time ago when Ryan got hit with the soccer ball twice in the first game of the season. Once in the face, she went down, and then like 2 seconds later, she takes another one and falls over, and the crowd just starts laughing.
Takes another one.
So it'll be on America's Funniest Home Videos this Sunday at 6 p.m. Yeah, no, we got the email, got the official email.
That is so cool.
Yeah, so I don't know how it works, if like we're eligible for, winning anything or anything like that.
Eligible for a T-shirt, that's for sure.
She's getting a T-shirt. T-shirt is indeed coming. But yeah, said, hello, your video will be airing on America's Funniest Home Videos Sunday, April 20th, which is this Sunday. Please check your local listings for the exact time in your area, but it also streams on abc.com and Hulu. You should expect to receive your T-shirt within 4 to 6 weeks of the air date. Please let us know if anything changes to the address. That doesn't matter. But I appreciate, too, I think I talked about it earlier, but I appreciate all the University Academy parents and even the Bayhane Chardon Academy parents for signing those waivers, because they had to get everybody who was in that video to sign. They would have had their face blurred out, but it's AFE, man.
Yeah.
That's what you dreamed of since I was...
Once in a lifetime opportunity.
That's it. It's it.
Who's hosting that show now?
Alfonso Ribera? Or is it Riviera?
I don't know. Carlton. Yeah, from Fresh Prince. Yeah, there you go. Hit the Carlton.
I don't really know what to do, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what he says about the video and then how the audience reacts. But looking forward to checking that out.
That's so
this
cool.
Weekend, ESPN. Or ESPN
I'm excited.
Yeah,
about
it'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Nothing. Oh, shoot. Did it again. I think that's the third time this week. Yep.
No. Well,
can we fire it off now?
Can we? I don't know, man. I'm pretty busy back here.
You look like it. You look like you got a lot going on. There you go. Look at that, Jay. It's instead of 12:40, we did 12:50 today. Hopefully, Gator Jamie, who is the one you're now on the clock. Hopefully you weren't, or hopefully you were hanging on. I apologize. Just kind of gets out of I forget things nowadays, especially on short-term stuff.
Right.
But Gator Jamie, give us a call 850-215-6290. Almost forgot the race to Talladega, Jay. That's because you're not here.
Yeah.
But now you're here, and I still forgot it. But yeah. Oh, good. What is
You're not here, Jay. Meanwhile, he's physically occupied a seat in the studio.
In the flesh. In the flesh. Oh, goodness. All right, maybe I can talk about one of these other things real quick. Obviously, I kind of screwed the pooch there with Jamie not announcing it at the correct time, but still one more opportunity.
I really do have a question. Since it's been a while since we've had Jay's tip of the week.
Ooh.
All right. But no, and I'm not asking for a random tip. I'm giving you something to possibly help me fix. And you've seen me play. And so this last weekend, I was trying to drive with my feet straight rather than just closing it all the daggum way. All right. But I was hitting worm burners the whole entire time.
That actually makes sense because when you're open, your face is going to be open. So you're going to be creating more loft on that club.
Okay. So when I'm closed, but no, I'm regular right now.
Yeah.
So I'm more open because I've been so closed off so that when I do regular footed,
a normal stance,
yeah.
So your swing is used to having that club face open, so you just haven't had enough reps yet with that stance.
Yes,
because you're gonna have to rep it out. And I didn't mean to take it from you because you're actually
good.
here.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's right.
Come on, we're talking to two professionals here and a less than amateur.
I do think the further left you do aim as a right-handed golfer, the ball does go higher.
Yeah, higher in slices.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
because the
but
club
slices more though. So because I would take my worm burners all day because
they were going straight. So that's huge. You just make sure.
I had like there was one that was I think the green was 312 away and I ended up like 20 yards away. So I was like, oh, no,
if you're doing that, I wouldn't try to change anything. But no,
and you know how when you hit it low like that or whatever, maybe it don't look pretty to everyone who's standing behind you.
There's no pictures on the scorecard.
No
pictures on the scorecard.
That's how I do my scorecards.
Oh, you draw pictures?
Yeah,
like bubble letters of 4s and 3s and 5s.
Picture boards. It's they have these things called vision boards. You know.
Yes.
And so I want to get better at golf, so I do vision boards for golf, and how I do that is by taking pictures of my terrible shots and hoping that I grow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. Those Srixon Z-Stars back there, I put a little special sauce on.
Well, okay, maybe I don't want to touch them then.
You gonna get arrested? Jesus, I saw.
No, I'm a. You know, at least I'm not like a 16-year-old or something.
They're going to go further this weekend.
They're going to go further?
Yes, sir.
Well, daggum, I'm a touch 300 then.
That's
there
right.
You go. Make sure the ball too is up by your front foot.
Front foot. I didn't know that much.
Yeah, because that's getting you to hit it when you're moving
inside of front foot or outside,
right off your big
though?
toe. Right off your
See,
big toe.
that's where I always line it up.
Yeah.
But then you know how it is when I complain so much about people practice swing.
Yeah.
I don't practice swing, but I will sit there and readjust my little feeties and
you
whatnot.
may be shifting that ball into the middle and not even realizing it.
And it's so hard. Like too, you've seen me a few times drive. You've seen me for at least 18 holes or whatever, and how much I do close off. So. Yeah. Anyways,
there you go. That would make sense if you're square to the ball and you're creating, and if you're hitting it straight, that means path is good. So if your path's good, but you're not getting it up in the air,
I think my tempo too is like one of the biggest things. But you have to sit there, right? Exactly.
And
like you have to rehabilitate yourself.
That's reps. That's reps because you got to kind of pop out of it when you're going outside to in. So now that you're square, you've got room for the club to travel where it needs to. When you're really open, if you were to let the club, you're basically casting a little bit, releasing. So, but yeah, and you can always take another club from the ball to between your feet. And then you really know where that ball actually is.
Yeah.
Kind of like a T-square. Like the bottom of the T-square is your feet in that line, and then the line coming up from the T-square is where the ball is.
Oh, okay.
Because if you got happy feet, there's probably a good chance that ball is going further back in your stance than it should.
And that's what I had, right? Because or have technically, because when we golfed together, you're like, if you keep that front toe down, because I would I would actually kind of raise up on my toe on my front foot, and then I like,
little
and you're
baseball-y,
like,
right?
it
Yeah.
very baseball-y. Like that's my golf swing is baseball.
Yeah.
But Jay would be like, just keep it flat, and then that would also help me
get it out there.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like you're lacking any speed, so it's just getting everything to happen at the same time.
Too much speed.
Yeah, right. Easy to do. Jay?
Yes, sir.
Takeaways from today. Hadn't asked you that in a long, long time.
Be more like Earl the Pearl.
Fair. Good takeaway.
That's a good.
That's a phenomenal takeaway.
Yeah.
That's what we all need.
A lot of wisdom there, no doubt. What else takeaways? Aaron Bearden being up in Ohio for the first time. I've never been.
We know. That's close to the Mason-Dixon line.
Okay, yep. Nope. Can't go there.
Man.
Can't go there.
No, that's a little offensive.
I'm just kidding.
I know you are.
Other than that, no. Hey, it's Happy Friday, Good Friday, and it was glad to be back here in studio with you guys.
See you next Friday.
See you guys next Friday.
I'm looking forward to it.
That is not a maybe. That's a promise.
Yeah.
Perfect. You heard it here on the Inside Drive. Great to have you in. Afternoon Underdogs coming up from 4 to 6 p.m. And, of course, followed by your Atlanta Braves. Maybe they can get a victory as they desperately need one. Appreciate you guys. Happy Easter. Do what's right. We love you guys. Take care.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. This is Braves country.
A rainmaker ties the game.
Chris Strider is back, and the Atlanta Braves are heating up.
And Ozzie hits one very hard to deep right. That's going to take flight and out of here.
Tonight, the Braves return to Truist Park to face the Minnesota Twins. Coverage coming up at 6. First pitch at 6:15 right here on your home for the Atlanta Braves on the Gulf Coast. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Friday. Sunny the remainder of the day with a moderate breeze coming out of the south-southeast around 14 miles per hour and temps near 78. Tonight, we will have a mixture of slight fog and clear skies and be quite warm at 65. Mostly sunny tomorrow and a high 79. Some clouds Sunday with a temp of 78. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com. Hey guys, Mother's Day is coming up on May 11th, but Beach House Florist lets you hit the easy button now for major wow factor. Mom will light up when she sees a thoughtful and unique gift from Beach House Florist, like lovely floral arrangements and gift baskets curated with gourmet delights. Beach House Florist